Hey fans, in this episode we discuss the Jairos Jiri Cup, the Charity Cup, the first local football match ahead of pre-season and gives the fans some tantalizing football to watch. Is this a renewal for Highlanders as they head into the centenary year? And for Dynamos, what can we expect throughout the rest of the season? More clubs enter their pre-season. Moors are currently in Bridge, Caps in Malawi, and even Hard Rock in Botswana. We hear from our thoughts and opinions as to what's going to happen this season. We also step into the boxing ring where youngster Zviko Chamhere joins us and he talks about his upcoming fight in the new Zimbabwean boxing world for the new title. It's vacant and it's up on the rise. So join us this episode and get stuck in.
Fanzone, united by the game, powered by Moore's World of Sport.
Welcome to Fanzone, the Zimbabwean sports podcast where we discuss sports in and around and involving Zimbabwe. My name is Sips.
And I'm Steve Vickers. As pre-season preparations continue ahead of the 2026 Castle Lager Premier Soccer League season. So Highlanders getting a 1-0 win over Dynamos in the Jairos Jiri match at Barberfields on Sunday. What lessons can we learn from this game? Are there any early signs that we can pick up on there? Also, Moors are in Bridge, but the most technical team in Manchester at Manchester City. Caps United in Malawi. Lots and lots to talk about as we build up to the start of the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League season next month. Joining us on the show, it's a welcome back to Star FM sportscaster Simba Chiminya.
Thank you very much, Steve. Nice to be back on the show.
Great to have you with us. Loads to talk about. Division 1 news as well that Simba has for us. And welcome along for the first time to Norbert Basvi, sports journalist. Hi, Norbert.
Hi, Steve. It's good to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thanks for joining us today as the start of the season is creeping ever closer, Sips.
Yeah, start of the season and our first sort of local football match after 2.5 months, at least for the Premier Soccer League sides, the Jairos Jiri Cup, a 1-0 win for Highlanders, a surprising result in my books. Simba, what did you think of those results in that match?
I think it was a crucial victory for Highlanders because look, Benjani, the way that he came in after the Tabo Senong was pushed out and then he came in and it was his first game, home game, and the first thing that you need to do as a coach is to pacify the supporters and try as much as possible to quash all the other lingering doubts that the fans and other stakeholders might be having over you. So for him, pre-season didn't have much time with the team, but just granting that 1-0 result was good for the coach. I think it was more of a Benjani Mwaruwari victory than it is for Highlanders victory because he needed it most than any other person and it just came that way. But also just looking at Highlanders, I think they played well in that game because there were moments that they really had an upper hand. Printlove really played well and also the Nigerian Benjamin Odegun also getting that winner, and it was from an acute angle, and for them I think it was good result for Highlanders and good result for Benjani Mwaruwari.
Yeah, so no, but Simba spoke a lot about there was lots of pressure on Benjani, but at the same time it's a charity pre-season match. Was there actually that much pressure for Benjani at the helm?
Yes, you know what actually happened for him to get that job, and he wanted to make a statement. And he made it against the Dynamos. It's a rival that you all know. And for Benjani, he wanted that win. And for Highlanders as well, considering that last season they were not playing well, just like Dynamos. And of course, I know people can say, these two are fighting giants, but they are fighting giants are the godfathers of Zimbabwean football. And for Benjani, I think he really wanted that so that he can make a statement for the upcoming season.
Yeah, so Simba spoke about the goal from Benjamin Odegun from a very acute angle. Personally, I thought it was a bit of a soft goal. Right. Should you really be scoring from that sort of angle?
Yeah, sure, but we know he can finish very precisely, so he got done what was required of him. For me, the big lesson that we learnt there is that this can be an exciting centenary year for Highlanders. Celebrations were as if they had won something major. Of course, as you say, quite rightly, Sips is just a pre-season charity match, but the crowd was big, the crowd was excited, the players were really happy as well, so it's something for Bosso to build on in their centenary year. Dynamos probably not that many lessons because it is very early days, but the turnout was big. If Highlanders can start the season well, then they could be set for an exciting centenary year. And looking at that squad in the end, Simba, wasn't as bad as we feared it might be. Both teams actually with a few decent signings to bolster their squads.
Yes, it did, and I saw Tawanda Shenje, new signing from Wanke, but is a product of Zebra Revolution, owned by Mukokele Dube, the island assistant coach, together with Mongameli Chuma. And he really played well. It's like he was playing, as a veteran, because he seems like he was at home at Highlanders. He didn't need much time to settle. And it was good for Highlanders. And you look at, yes, people were talking about the departures, the likes of Athan Lovo, Melkaya Ncube. But you look at the composition of the team, it was predominantly players that were there last year, the likes of Nevara, which is still there. And you look at the lineup, Reward Musa now baking goals. I think it was because of Peter de Jong that he was banished from the first team, but he's back again. So for Islanders, I think it was more of a continuity, except for one or two new faces, but generally it's the same. Even for Dynamos itself, quite familiar faces in the first 11, and maybe the only changes that we saw was the Isaac Lando, the left back from DR Congo, and Colin Mjuri in centre back. But basically, it was the players that we all know.
Kuda Mahachi back at Highlanders. Let's hear from him and also from the two coaches as a Fanzone did some post-match interviews there.
My name is giving me another opportunity to come and showcase my talent. I'm happy this is my first trophy against Dynamos, so I'm over the moon. So we're going to celebrate, but the season is yet to start, so we need to push as a team. I think we've got a good team, young and old, so we're looking forward to the season.
DeMbare, what are you promising to widen the season?
Yeah, it's as a player or as a team, every week or every game we're playing to win. So we're promising defense to make them happy every day, happy every week. So we're hoping to win every game that we're going to play.
Maybe the most senior player in that team. So what are some of the responsibilities that you are facing?
Yeah, like as a senior players, I've got a big job to do because they're great youngsters. We need to talk to them, to tell them to do what not to do, to help the coach. Even the coach is was a player also, so I think it's going to be easy for us to talk to the young boys.
How does it feel for you to come back and play in your own backyard?
Yeah, for me, as I said, I'm emotional because I've been not playing for 2 years. So coming back home, it's a big thing for me. Winning against Dynamos first game, it's a big thing for me. So I'm looking forward for the season.
Tell us about the feeling of this victory in Charity Shield, but tell us what went through.
We all know that this picture is very important for Highlanders, even for Dynamos. But I think it came on a wrong time when we were preparing for the new season to come. So it was my first game though, but I knew that I need to prepare the team. I told them, my boss, that this game they need to take it as if we are in preseason. I know if I didn't do that, they will have the pressure. But I told them that never mind about the fans, the best fans ever. You do everything, they will support you. Actually, I'm more than happy with what I saw, though we still have a lot of work to do. If we are trying to do something, if you see some clips, then I can say I'm more than happy. Let's hope we can work hard and achieve what we want to achieve.
Coach, what was the feeling standing out in the dugouts with the fans here, first time in charge?
The fortunate part, I know the feeling even if I'm not the coach. So on this occasion I was on the dugout, so it makes me feel special. Not even to come back and work in Zimbabwe. The opportunity to come and coach Highlanders. I'm in a junior here. I'm from Bulawayo. So these opportunities, they don't come always. So if you get that opportunity, you need to grab it.
Whenever we play a game, you need to win, even as a coach. And when playing Highlanders, we don't take it lightly. But it's a game of football. I'm happy that they also have to learn. They have new players. Playing for Dynamos is not easy. It's a very big team. So if you play for Dynamos, you have to play to win. These supporters, they smile when they are winning. And also, a bit of maturity is also needed in terms of the way we are defending. At times, we don't need to throw ourselves. We need to have patience and make sure that we clear our lines. I'm happy that it's one of the learning curve, especially that goal we conceded. It's impossible. It's very difficult that we concede a goal on the near post, and also after a defender is taking on a striker. So at times we need to work on those things and make sure that we come strong. And our league is we have a lot of games to play for. So it's a marathon rather than a cup game. A cup game at times you rush decisions in order to recover a game. But I'm happy that we now understand what we need to do at when we go back at the drawing board, and also make sure that we correct these mistakes. But I'm happy with the response from the boys, and also that team we have. I see we've been trying a lot of combinations, but for me it's coming up. I'm happy.
Have you finished in terms of signing your players? Do you now have your squad?
Of course, we still have some slots which we have left because we are in a preseason, and we're still trying to amend the team. I think you see we have so many different faces. In some we didn't even fit. So we'll see who fits in the system, who fits in the philosophy, and who can play for Dynamos. But we only have a few slots.
All right, so those were the thoughts of Kuda Mahachi. Now, Steve, your eyes pricked up and your ears pricked up when you saw Kuda Mahachi did the post-match analysis. What are your thoughts on him?
Interesting. He had a few decent touches in the game. One of the most exciting players that we've had in the last 15 years in Zimbabwean football. So sparkling he was at Chicken Inn, then a brief stint at Highlanders, then he went to South Africa, scored for the Warriors against Algeria at the 2017 AFCON. Very exciting winger, but then life and his career went off the rails for him with the court case and last season at Manica Diamonds, but hardly playing. I wonder if he can be rejuvenated, because it'll be exciting for Highlanders if he gets anywhere close back to the player that he was.
Yeah, but one thing that I noted is that he's in a better physical shape than he was the last 2 seasons at Manica Diamonds. And just been seeing a lot on social media, working in the gym, shedding weight, and you could see that there was a difference. And when he was introduced, there is this relationship between him and the Highlanders fans. And, as a player who just grew a stone throw away from BF in Zulikazi, is the fans' favorite. And, when he was introduced late in the second half, you could hear the cheers and the roar from the fans. And his first touch was a no-look pass. And the fans wrote, and this is kind of stuff that you need. You need a poster boy for any club. And, the kind of same relationship that we saw with Dynamos and Denver Mkamba last year. And even if Kuda is going to play the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but, fans will just go and reserve those few minutes for one star boy. And this is what Highlanders also needs. Prince Love might be their star boy, and you can have Andrew Mbeba, but there is one poster boy that you need, who people just want to see every match, and Kuda can fill that bill.
Could be a fan favourite,
yeah. Could be a fan favourite. So Simba said that this win was a more win for Benjani than for Highlanders, but another coach who will also be feeling the pressure at the helm, Norbert, is Genesis Mangombe. Now, Dynamo is coming off the back of their last 10 or so match days, unbeaten, 3 back-to-back Chibuku Super Cup trophies. The pressure's on for him this season.
Yes, it is. But I think for him, he was more preparing for the cup that he's going to play against Scotland on the 28th. So for him, it was. I feel like it was more of a preparatory match where he was trying his new players. He lost Emmanuel Jalai as well as Prince Afremota and Ngwenya. Those were the three key players last season for Dynamos, and now that he's doing it with other players, trying new combinations. Yes, the pressure is on him, but I think a win against Scotland would actually boost it will boost him, just like what that win against the Dynamos yesterday did to Benjani.
Yeah, well, there we go. The Jairos Jiri Charity Cup match happened over the weekend, a 1-0 win for Highlanders. The first sort of match we've got back as the season looks to begin in beginning of March. Next weekend, it is the memorial match for Barnabas Mushunje between Agama FC and Simba Chiminya, and then after that, the Castle Challenge Cup in 2 weeks' time. So what's happening in pre-season? Moors FC and Bybridge, one of the teams who've gone a little bit later into their pre-season, waiting until sort of not necessarily the last minute, but waiting later. And also their technical team have ventured all the way to Manchester, whether it be at the Etihad Stadium. Steve, that's going to be some very insightful insights for this season coming.
Yeah, a fantastic move. Wilson Mutakeda, the technical director, Lloyd Mutasa there as well. And, well, what more could you ask for in terms of skills development there? Very exciting that for Moors and the technical team getting to be there in Manchester. Sure, they'll come back with some good ideas, no doubt, Sips.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, has this ever happened, Barnabas, Norbert, in your experience? Have you ever seen a Zimbabwean technical team go over to overseas for their sort of pre-season?
Yeah, over the couple of years, many coaches have gone there. But for Moors, considering that they're considered the new boys in the Premier League, and they've just sent their technical, it means they meant business, and it's good for them considering how last season ended. Now that they want it more, I think they are pretty sure that with those experts there in Manchester, if they are to take 1 or 2 lessons, they can come and introduce it here, and it will be interesting this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting this season, especially after...
Think, you know, when you look at that, Sips, you know, it's good when you have refresher courses for the coaches because it gives you an edge. Look, last season we had Tundra Ndira going to Turkey. He won the title. We also had Lloyd Mutasa going to Turkey. He finished second. And in the past, you also had Joy Antipas going for an attachment at Borussia Dortmund. He won the title 2015 with Chicken Inn. And previously, you also had the likes of Friday Piri when he was still at Monumtapa going to Chelsea. So I think it's something that our coaches need to do regularly, that after every season, you go for a refresher course and attachment with a team that is playing in a better league. And then you come back, you know, the drills, everything that you do, it to up the game here locally, and it's also levels the competition.
Yeah, I think for fans this will be a sort of sigh of relief, something that there's life in the Moors FC squad. They've lost some vital players, Nigel Matina, Martin Mapisa and Bobika Moffat. So I think for them this is also just something just to say that the club's still alive. They have announced some of the new signings, but for Moors FC fans, they're waiting on some on bated breath, And so also more pre-season camps happening. Hard Rock in Botswana, which seems to be a popular destination this season around. How do you think they're faring there in Botswana, Simba?
Yeah, I think they've lined up quite a number of friendly matches with some teams there. And yeah, I think it's also like they want the temperatures there in Botswana, the high temperatures, the intensity that you'd need, you know, to shed the pre-season fat and kilos from the players. So you're in Botswana, you know that you can do it well. That's the reason why you find that teams either they go to Kariba or to Bedbridge locally because they want those high temperatures. But for these teams, it's also about bonding far away from home. And you have a situation whereby you also put away the cell phones and you have so much concentration on what you'll be doing as a club.
Now, so Norbert, I've had my skepticism about traveling abroad for pre-season, but Botswana is a new destination. Simba said for the high heat. They also did, I think they qualified for AFCON in the most recent AFCON. But in countries like Zambia and Malawi that aren't so known for their football prowess, why would a team venture and go and do their pre-season there?
I think if you are to look over the past seasons, most teams in Zimbabwe have been taking players from those countries like Zambia and Malawi. Most players are coming from there. So they need to gel, because if you look at us and Malawi and Botswana, our football is more of a similar. If you are to ask me, so I think that's one thing they would want, so that the team can gel, and the new signings can also gel, especially if they come from those countries.
But the fact that they haven't qualified for AFCON, you don't think that plays that much of a part?
Our football is changing, if you are to ask. Because you look at the countries like over the past years, Zambia has not been doing well, but last year they qualified for the AFCON last year, and if you look at Malawi, they are the last team that actually defeated us when we last qualified for that. When everyone was thinking that we were going to defeat them, and they managed to defeat us. And if you look our relations with Malawi, the only foreign player to have won the Kasolaga Soccer Star is from Malawi. And if you are to look, our current national team coach once coached Malawi. So I think it doesn't play that much, but I think they will be considering the fact that our football is similar.
Yeah, I think I just want to get a good program ahead of the season. Caps beating Silver Strikers in Malawi was good for them, and yeah, it's all about building up towards 100% by the start of the season.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of teams had a couple of pre-season matches. We had the first taste in the Jairos Jiri Cup locally between Highlanders and Dynamos. We can sort of fare how they're doing going into this new season. Norbert, who are your sort of bets on who's going to be the team to watch out for? Who do you think could be some underdogs, some dark horses? What are the teams out there?
I think Scotland would want to defend that title, but it's not going to be easy, considering that what they did to get that title, Hard Rock is also doing it. That is taking players from other teams. And Cape United, if you are to look at the squad they're having now, and the fact that they have a new coach, they are actually one of the teams to look at. And not forgetting Moz. Why? Because one of the things that Zimbabweans are obsessed with are names. Names of players who have either changed teams. But if you look at Moz, last season, they just came, it was their debut season, they finished second, and now they lost 3 important players, and now they are regrouping, and most of the players are not even known, and that's very hard to play players that you don't know at all. We saw that in the 2000 when Dynamos recruited those youngsters, and what they did, they showed that football is no longer about names. So Moz is not far away from one of the teams that's going to cause a lot of problems to other teams this season.
And so, one of the top dogs, which one of the teams that normally do well, they've sort of been quiet. In Gezi Platinum, what do you think is going on in that camp? And are they still doing? Obviously, they will be doing their pre-season, but have there been any signings announced, new players? Or was it just mainly quiet?
No, I think it's because of that FIFA suspension on transfers. But they still have a pool to choose from. They had a huge squad last season, and also players coming in from their junior teams that were also registered. So for them, I think they still have quite a huge pool to choose from. In terms of their players, like what Norbert said, it's no longer about names. If you look at the bulk of the players within the engaged team, and also that are players that are at other clubs, they came through their junior ranks. So I don't think they are going to really have much of a problem in terms of depth.
But certainly not title contenders for me, Sips.
Yeah.
I guess,
Okay, interesting. And speaking of title contention, there was a team last year, Yada, who got relegated, and it didn't look like they were going to be part of Division 1. They wanted to maybe try Northern Region, but they held off very late up until last week, and they have signed, they have paid their participation fees into the Eastern Region. Simba, why did that decision take so long for Yada to be a part of the Eastern Region?
I think it wasn't like they were not going to play. But, of course, maybe people will be looking at the fact that their chairman left. and went to Scotland to be the Scotland chairman, and other people that were involved within the team, like Wellington Pandare also, going to Hard Rock. But if you look at them, there's still a lot of people within there that were running the team and could just continue. And for them going back to, it's like going back to the region that they won promotion into the Premier League using. There was no debate about where they belong. They've always belonged to the Eastern region, and there was no way that they were going to come to the Northern region. So I think for them it was just doing their business quietly.
Okay, so the rumors that they wanted to try the Northern region, but then decide on the Eastern region because it's easier.
No, I don't think so. And if you also look at the fact that for most teams, they would say it's cheaper getting promotion from the Eastern region than it is from any other of the three regions, particularly the Northern region. It's really tough getting promoted from the Northern region.
Yeah.
Okay. So Norbert, do you think we could be seeing Yada back into the PSL anytime soon in the next 1 or 2 years?
It's very much possible. Like what Simba said, it's one of the easiest route to get a promotion into the PSL. That is the Eastern region. Because I didn't think they were going to come to the Northern. Why? Because Northern, there's competition. The last 2 seasons have showed that. You saw that the Scotland and Moors, and last year Gama and Ngombe, and probably this season there's going to be the likes of Harare City. They actually want it more than any other team in the Northern region. And for Yard, I think it was a good move. Although, like what Simba said, they never really lied or said anything about not joining there, because that's when they get promotion, they came from that region. So I think probably next season they'll be back if they had to take their business serious. Although they lost a lot of players, but you know the structure that they have, and you know what Yada is all about. They want to play in the Premier League more than any other region.
And just also to add on that one, if you look at Yada, I think you look at Yada, Irentaus, and Blower Chiefs. These are the 3 teams locally that have produced players that you'd find at almost every other club in the country. So for Yada, almost every other year they'll be losing players to the bigger teams, and they'll be able to scout more players. I think you give it to the owner of the team, Prophet Walter Magaya, because it seems like he also has got that knack of identifying talent. And the players that you are seeing right now, past most of them, you go to Moz, there is Tinotenda Mchikambizi at some point, went to Yada, Tanaka Shandirwa, quite a number of players, the Dynamos. So you'd find that, in terms of unearthing talent, they are really good at that, just like what Irenta's Blower Chiefs do.
And they got great fans as well, really good fans. Good stadium, very good pitch. They lost their best player, Francis Mustafa, so there will need to be some rebuilding. But if you go to a game at the Hart Stadium, really enjoyable experience because the fans are noisy. It's a good venue. So, hope they will be back, hopefully,
So lots of work going on as teams prepare for the upcoming season. And as we step off the football pitch and into the boxing ring, there's a new youngster coming up the ranks who's going to be contending for a new vacant title. So we're talking boxing and beyond the pitch. Yes, in the boxing ring we have Zviko Chamhere with us, who is fighting for a new vacant title in the Zimbabwe boxing world. First of all, Zviko, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into boxing.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. My name is Kumbarero, the businessman Chamhere.
The businessman?
Yeah.
Not a Ramarere businessman.
I just mean business. I just stand on business. When it's time to do business, I do business. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the name the businessman come from.
Okay. And when did you start doing your business of boxing?
I started to do boxing when I was 9.
9?
Yeah.
That's a young age. What got you into it? Did you watch a fight, or did you see, the world of boxing? What got you into it?
I can say what made me like boxing is I grew up fighting. I used to be a street fighter. Fighting at school, fighting at home. So, I have a brother, Hilary Josam. He noticed the talent in me. He said, boy, you are good in fighting. Let's go to the gym and do this. Maybe you can do to work. Yeah, that's where he started. I started training.
Started training, okay.
And you have 83 fights.
In amateur, yeah.
79
wins.
4 defeats only.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fights. And when did you start fighting amateurly? Because 83 is a lot of fights.
The same way I started boxing, the same way I started entering the ring.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow, you're allowed to fight that young?
Yeah.
At 9 years old?
Yeah, sure. I was a small guy. When I was wearing gloves, they were like, here. I was a small guy, yeah.
And how old are you now?
Now I'm 19.
You're 19.
Yeah, sure.
And this new title, we have spoken about it. First of all, what's the title called? And tell us more about why you are fighting for it.
Firstly, I want to thank my promotion, Toyota Force Boxing Academy, Toyota Force Boxing Promotions, They've organized this thing, like, we've been waiting for this moment since a long time. And I've been training, I've been fighting, but, this moment I have to appreciate because it's like a stage in life. If I win this title, then we want to see what's next, Pardon, you said your question, what?
Yeah, well, what's the title called?
Zimbabwe National Title, Independence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Independence.
So target yako ndiyokuti uri kuwina usati wasvika kuti title holder usati wasvika 20.
What do you say?
Kuti target yako apo pa fight yauri kupinda iyi. Ndeyekuti asei?
As for me, I'm just getting started. This is not what I want. I want bigger than this, but this is like a step to running chida in Nanwa.
Tuende pamsoro.
Kundienda pamsoro.
But pamsoro pordo shika ndipapi chepo.
I want to be a world champion. Not just a national champion, but I want to be a world champion.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
And the fight is coming up in April, 11th of April.
Yeah, sure.
Takes a long time to prepare.
Yeah.
Tell us the different stages of your preparation.
In terms of that, I want to thank my Coach Tinash. I've got a recent fight. He noticed something when I was fighting, like my fitness was not like on that level, And he was like, when I done fighting, I went to him. He was like, you have to look for me, so you have to train and stuff, So he has been with me, like, it's been a year now. We have been together, we have been preparing for this fight, and I'm hungry, and I want this fight, because I know what we are preparing for this fight, like, in good ways, So we are hoping to come up victorious in the league.
And tell us more about the training. What are you focusing on?
Yeah, everything is well. Everything is well in terms of boxing, in terms of fitness, strength and conditioning. Yeah.
And you are fighting at super flyweight for this fight?
Division, yeah, sure.
Super flyweight. So what's your approach to your weight division? Do you bulk and then wait till the last week to cut and do like a crazy cut, or do you just stay at a constant, call it 65 kgs right up to your fight? What's your process?
What happens is boxing is crazy. Like right now, I'm weighing 62 kgs. Like it's like lightweight. But when the day for the weigh-in for the fight, I have to be 52 kgs.
Yo,
so I have to lose
10 kilos?
Yeah.
How do you lose it?
My coach, you find a way.
So you got 10 kilos to lose in the space of 2 months?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, wow. That's a lot of work.
I hope make weight.
So you'll be eating less or exercising
when
more?
it's time to make weight, I will just cut my diet.
You cut your diet.
I'm cutting diet.
Okay, but why so much weight? Why are you fighting 52 kgs rather than 58 kgs? So that you don't have to cut so much weight.
I can say I feel like that the weight, I will have more power.
You want to be dominant in that weight.
Yeah. Because if I fight like in 62 kgs, I'll fight. What happens is like it's an international fight. Like I'm fighting someone from Zambia. Those guys, they have good diet. They're like better than Zimbabwe. So you will be like 62 kgs the same as me, but you'll be bigger than me. Yet you'll be already shedding weight from another weight to that 62 kgs. So me, I'll be small. So if I shed weight to 52 kgs from 62, I feel like comfortable in that weight. You know what I'm saying?
52. And how long do you stay at 52 for? So once you're done the fight, you go right back up to 62 essentially.
Yeah, sure. But when another fight comes, I go back to 52 kgs.
So after the fight, you'll be eating.
Yeah, I'll be eating. not just after the fight, but after weighing. Like the day before the fight, we go on scale and weight with my opponent. Like, are we in the same weight? And after that, I'm now eating.
Right. Okay. So you'll gain some more before the fight.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
And your opponent, tell us his name. He'll be fighting on the 11th.
His name is Malon Chivero.
Okay, Flyboy.
Yeah, Flyboy.
Flyboy. You're looking forward to fighting him. Do you think it'll be a good fight?
Yeah, it will be a good fight because you know what happens is like me and this guy, we have already fought in amateurs twice.
Okay, so you know each other.
Yeah, sure. So he's angry. He want to prove a point, you know. I don't even know what he want to prove because even in amateurs I have beating him. You know, 2 times I beat him. You understand? So like you've been talking a lot, you know, especially in WhatsApp platforms and people hyping, you know, hey, Malone is going to do it and stuff. And me, I don't believe a flyboy can like fly around the business. This is business now. This is not about flying and stuff, you know.
So the businessman is too clever for the flyboy.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Saying itself.
That's very interesting. So you know his style. So when you were training, do you continue to train your own style, or do you train to counter-attack the way he fights?
You know, like what I was saying is, these guys, to be honest, bro, they are not on my level, like right now, you know. So it's like a step for me to reach where I want to go. So yeah, we are focusing on him that much because he is the fight we are heading to, you know. But this is not where we want to be. So we are sure we are going to come out victorious on the 11th of April. Absolutely.
Good luck for your fight, Jiko. It's going to be a great one. Where are you fighting?
City Sports Center, Harare.
City Sports Center, Harare. Wow. Simba, it sounds like quite the event to be at. Jiko's done some good promotion. You're talking about your promotion.
Yeah, sure.
He's done some good promotion. Could it be something
yes,
to
indeed,
to watch?
Sips, and I am lacking the age. You see, 19 years, you know that in the ring there's going to be lots of energy in that ring, lots of sweat on the ground, and I'm just looking forward to the day. And you know, with boxing, it has a lot of excitement, and I'm happy that we have got a boxer who is looking forward to going for a world title. And when you look at the age, at 19, it gives you a lot to dream, because age is still very much on his side.
Well, Zviko, wishing you all the best for your fight. We know that you'll be doing all your training, and good luck with that weight cut. There's going to be a crazy weight cut, but you've done it before, and so you'll be looking to do it again. So to Zviko, Simba, and Norbert, thank you for joining us in the fan zone, sitting with us in the fan zone. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next week's episode.